Right, it's another day in the attic. Sandra's out at the moment, helping out down at the local church doing teas and coffees. So I have a wee bit of a lie-in, and absolutely aching after yesterday. If you missed yesterday's video, what I'll do is I'll just put a link up there so you can watch it. So yesterday, basically, we managed to fit all these things, the loft legs. We bought boarding up into the attic. This is 100mm insulation, 175mm insulation, and all this boarding that I'm stood on here now, we did yesterday. So this has been ongoing for a few weeks. So this loft was absolutely rammed with things. So scroll back to some of my other videos, you should be able to find them, and you'll see us emptying the loft, which was a huge task. So basically, all being well, we've now got all the loft legs down. And I say that was a real time-consuming job. That quite back-breaking. She bent over and everything. And what I'm going to do now, today, and all being well, this will be finished by the end of today. I'm going to be first laying this 100mm insulation all the way from the eaves, over the beams, over the rafters, down here or down here. We're going to cover it all. Then where the loft legs are, we just put like a slit on them with a Stanley knife, so they pop through. Then we're going to then take the wider stuff, the 175mm, and roll it this way. So it's like a blanketing effect. So that's the insulation down. And then once that's done, we'll then slowly start to put the loft boards into place. That shouldn't take too long, although I have got some, just because of the way the way the building is and all the rest of it. So just as an example, those three there that you can see, they've all got to have a centimetre or two taken off them. So somewhere along the line I've got tools up here, or they're over there, you probably can't see. I've got a jigsaw basically, so I'm going to jigsaw that lot off, and Sandra will be here in a couple of hours to come and help me. Help! Right, so that's the first section. I don't know if you can see here, all the way up to the eaves, all over the loft boards. That's 100mm insulation. So this is between, can you see the joists here? And I've got all the run up to here, up to this beam here. So what I'm now going to do, it's really warm, is bring over some of the wider stuff, the 175mm, and we're going to slit open the pack and then start to roll it down the eaves, basically, so I can get this bit here where you can see all these legs. I'm sat on a plinth here at the moment, which is all safe, but I need basically to get all here with the 175mm insulation on. Then I can start boarding that end and cutting, and basically then move all these tools and everything that I'm working with over here, and continue down. So this is significantly more insulation than we had before. I don't know if you might have catch it, but it had been put down decades ago. It was literally a couple of centimetres, and this is now 100. This is now 100mm, and it will expand as the air gets into it. Yeah, so there we are. That's yes, that's definite progress on the joist insulation. Right, so I'm still on my own here, and it's not a two-person job this, but it would help with an extra pair of hands. So I'm now going to go and grab one of those over there, open it up and start the roll down the eaves. I should have also said, yeah, this was really interesting that this 100mm was pre-split. I'm not actually measured the gap between the joist, so in the end I didn't actually need to saw it. Sort of ripped apart, so it was yeah, that's made life considerably easier, a lot easier. Oh, yeah. So that's the 175mm insulation done down by the eaves. Can you see that over there now? So I've just come down to this beam here, which is just, I don't know, a quarter of the attic space, because I'm just going to do this piece, as I say, and then I need to, sorry, turn that torch off. I need to lay down some boarding up here so I can get going down there. But if you look here now, can you see that? And obviously this has been, so this is a bag I've just opened up, so can you see there how it's, can you see that, how it's cut into the length of your joist? So it's pre-cut, can you see? So this is now rolling over, it's like a quilting effect, so I'm not going down, I'm not following the same path as a joist, so it'll add extra insulation. So this is now going to be a little bit more trickier. It shouldn't be too difficult, but I am still on my own at the minute, so if you get a chance to do this, make sure you've got 2 people, make sure you've got a head torch. Your head torch is really important. So I'm now going to lay that down over here, and then cut it. Going really careful, obviously. I've not gone through the ceiling, don't go through the ceiling. And then we need to put a little notch, a little cross with a standing knife where the loft legs are, so they pop up. So we've got an illustration of where the joists are, and then obviously where we're going to start doing the boarding. So yeah, once this is now on, you've got to be really careful you don't go and cock up. So that's another bag split open. I'm going to carry over there now and roll this way. Right, so that's the first length of the 175 done, and the loft legs cut out. Can you see that, how that's coming along now? So this insulation is 100mm to the cross beams, and then 175mm up to the loft legs. So I'm now going to do the piece that I've cut over here and carry on, as I say, up to this point, and then we'll be ready to start the actual floor, but start the boarding. You can see how high it is over there. Look at the insulation on that now. That's absolutely huge. And I say it is puffing out as it's come out the wrap. Right, so Sandra's joined me at last. How are you, Sandra? How was church?
It was good. It's very busy.
Very busy church. Very busy in the attic. This is my church. Right. So we've got the first three pieces of loft boarding here. We've sort of marked out with a T-square. I'm just going to take a couple of centimetres off. Going to do the rough cut at the back of the wall. As I say, for some reason the wall ends up, it's out by about 1 centimetre. So I'm going to cut that with a jigsaw, get the first 3 lined up, then slowly the what I'm calling the little island that I'm on now, the little work island, is going to slowly get dismantled. We're going to start making our way that way, and yeah, and then basically board the first quarter. It's simple, Sandra.
Don't shout at me, I could be wrong, but I thought it was the ones a bit further in that were too long.
No, it's first 3, just measured it. I'm actually just taking them over. You passed them to me a minute ago, can you remember?
Yeah, well, you'll see.
You'll see. She'll see. Right, so that's the first run of boarding, but we did make a bit of a cock up on that. So as soon as you edge the back there, that's how it is. That's the way the mop flops. But we've got it quite even now, spaced out over the loft boards. So I'm just screwing all that in now. It's just a bit of a tedious task to find where the legs are, and then the next lot is going to be a little bit more trickier because we're going to have to do some cuts, and then I'm going to move everything from that side over to this side. But yeah, lots of screws to go in, but progress. Right, so in's going the 100mm insulation now. As you can see, we've lifted all the boards up from the middle. We've got a quarter of the attic left over there to do, and those that, if you watched earlier, I rolled out the 250mm down to the end, so we've got 2 struts there. Then I've got 3 lengths of 250mm to do, and then on with the boarding. Are you enjoying yourself, Sandra?
This does look like 100 as well.
Okay.
Might be able to send a roll back if we've...
Yeah, we'll see.
Enough.
Yeah, so are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, I just lost spending my entire weekend doing the loft.
You've been at church, you didn't get here till 2 o'clock. You've been moaning like what is the loft doing. She's been moaning out, can we do the loft? We need insulation, we need to save money, we need insulation. When it comes down to it, oh, I don't want to do it, can't be bothered.
You've got a fluffy chin, by the way.
Who?
You.
I need a shave. Right. So we're going to try one roll first, down there I think. Right. We've got an insulated loft, Sandra.
Great.
You happy with that?
Yeah, can I just remind you what you said though?
What?
Well, we could pay someone to do it, said Neil, or I can do it, said Neil. It'll take me maybe about a week and it'll save us some money. He was missing the we in that conversation. But anyway.
I've done it all on my own.
Really?
Yeah, you weren't here, you've been at church, remember?
Rubbish. Anyway, we got it done.
Right, so what have we got here now? We've got some boarding there, we've got some more downstairs. So what we're contemplating now is we're going to lay out the next lot of floorboarding, and we're wondering whether to do the... Do you remember right at the beginning of the video we had the island bit over, you won't remember, in the middle of the loft, whether to do that now, and then the complicated bit is going to be the middle bit, where we're going to have to do a fair bit of sawing. I think that's going to be, to be honest, I think that's going to be the best logical way of doing this, because it all did marry up pretty well. Agree, Sandra?
Yeah, I would at least do the two end ones to keep our line, and then maybe work in from the ends.
Okay, we can see. Let's get some board. How many pieces have we got up here now? 1, 2, 3. What, 6 here, and another 6. We've got nine here, haven't we?
4 there. Probably 8.
Behind you.
10, 11, 12.
Yeah. Okay.
Quite a lot.
Right. Let's see how we go with what Sandra says first. We'll start the long line and then see what the cut's going to be. Do you call it a scribe? Not really a scribe, is it? Whew. Right. So all that top end there, that's all screwed down. We're all fine. We're all happy with that. We've now laid this board down here, which is where we started off this morning. Then you can see the loft legs sticking through here. So the last job I'm going to do tonight, because it's getting on a bit, Sandra's getting very grumpy. I'm going to screw down this piece here, make it rigid. I would have finished off tomorrow. I knew I was going to need to finish this off tomorrow, but somebody's found out Neil's at home, and knowing that I'm very, very busy, they volunteered me to do something. Anyway, that's a whole day I've had taken off me tomorrow. What's the old saying, isn't it? If you need something doing, that's the most busiest person you know, and they'll do it. Anyway, and then basically the centerpiece here, the boards are going to need trimming. Can you see where the loft legs are? A little support bracket over here, and a little bit of jiggery pokery, and in they'll go. And then that is as far as I'm getting up to for now. That's as far as loft goes. But this is enough to decant everything we've got in the spare bedroom back up into the attic, probably over the course of next weekend. And then what I'm then left to finally do, I'm going to put another bit of storage space over here, possibly over there, but possibly not. I'm going to wait and see. But I'm going to put a little bit more storage space there. It can be a bit of a botch up with those chipboards that I had here originally. And that's yeah, that's our loft space done. The weirdest thing here is I'm actually, technically speaking, I'm 175, it's 175, 200 centimetres now over the old rafters, what do you call it, joist. I'm over the joist. I'm quite high up, but it doesn't feel high anymore. Now this is all stable, and our insulation has gone from being that thick to being 275 mil in thickness, well insulated. Those are the offcuts we've got. We'll leave them there for now, just to fill in any gaps that we see that might come up. And we've got 2 full rolls that we didn't need to go back. Lights, I've got two light covers left. I said to Sandra we'll keep them, you never know, just going into the future. They're the loft legs, loft boards for what we do next. Yeah, there's a gap there, isn't it? Can you see there? We just, yeah, there's a few little gaps. But what we need to do with this insulation, we need to let it settle down now for a week. It's been like a mattress that's been in one of them airbags, and it expands basically. So, but yeah, pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that. That's that was a pretty big job, and fortunately, either of us have gone through the ceiling. Sandra nearly did, and blame me, I got into trouble. Anyway, she's having a packet of crisps and a cup of tea. So I'm going to start the first lot of screwing, and then she's going to come up and mark the screw holes, and then she's finished for the night, and I'm going to crack on. Right, so that's that's me done for today. It's getting on about, what time is it now? 7 o'clock. Yeah, full day. I've got some Chinese. Sandra's going to warm up for me. And I don't know if you can make out that, but it all probably doesn't look like I've done very much, but you'd be really surprised of how much graft has gone into this. So basically another day, and I'll be done to where I need to be. And then, as I say, it's just getting all the crap back in the attic. There's just that to do, and as I say, I've just got around the loft hatch here. I've just got to give a little bit of thought. To some boarding, basically, as you come up through the. So that's a new loft hatch. When you come through the loft hatch, how you're going to gain entry? But I think a bit of batten, bit of 3B2 on there may do it, and then a little timber frame. So you can also, as I say, so we've used loft legs on here. So a few years ago, when timber wasn't so expensive, you could actually put a frame over your joist, a bit like decking. Put a great big frame over, insulate on down below, and then put it over. Yeah, as I say, just with a framework, just really similar to decking. But the price of timber now, it's so expensive. I will at some stage try and get Sandra to do a bit of a tally up of how much this has cost. And then to go back, I've got 2 rolls to get refunds on. Yeah, but hopefully you can see what a campsite warden does. So lots of campsite wardens, when they get home, go off holidaying for winter. I have physically not stopped every single day since I've been back. Is it just over 2 weeks? Absolutely every single day I've been absolutely hammering work that needs to be done over winter in the house. But close the play next weekend. The jobs that I need to do will be easing off, and I've got to start thinking about Christmas decorations up, lights up outside, Frank's side bottom statue, watch this space. Yeah, and other bits and bobs. I may also have a couple of days work, which I'm not going to say what it is, because it may not happen, coming up on Wednesday and Friday. If it happens, we'll wait and see. But there you are. So loads of insulation, floorboarding, loft legs. Dog's eating a rib, Sandra. I've not even had any ribs. What's happening?
Leftover bone from yesterday.
Leftover bones from yesterday. Right, so what do you think, Sandra, of your attic space?
It's looking amazing, dear.
Amazing. You've got no idea how lucky you are to have me, have you?
You smell of loft, by the way.
I smell a loft. Right, anything else exciting happened today?
Went for a walk with Brasher and Hannah, my daughter. I don't see that often. That was nice.
Anything really exciting happened today? Any other jobs lined up for me? Because I've been abused since I've got home. Most campsite wardens get home and they go off sunning themselves and I've not stopped. And can you not tell people I'm home? So they take advantage out of my good nature. But anyway, what the wonderful thing has happened today, Sandra? Can you guess?
What a wonderful thing. The privet edges are
well done. Do you want to come and show everybody what's arrived? It's come. So following another video, I was telling you about we've removed some of our wooden fencing from our front garden and replacing it with privet hedge. So Sandra's got another job for me. For
those of you listening who eat normal food, right? This is now 7 o'clock nearly. No dinner, no stopping at all. So straight back from church, straight in the loft. And he now wants to do this, and I literally went to sit down and eat my tea, and he wants to show you privet.
Yeah,
so,
go on, show
welcome to our world.
Show the privet. Hang on a minute. Oh. So how many are there? Is it 10?
Should be something like that. But
yeah.
Bare rooted privet ready to go for the winter.
Bare rooted privet. So that's another job for me to do in the garden, and in 3 years' time, you'll be really impressed with what we're doing. And we missed a bit of video yesterday, didn't we, Sandra? Sorry, sorry, I don't know why, but we videoed something yesterday.
We did.
And it all went wrong. Garlic bread, Sandra.
We did.
It's a bit tragic, isn't it, what's happened?
It is if you've got a family of 5 and you want to have 2 slices of garlic bread each.
Right, so if you've been following my vlogs, I've been making observations about the cost of living and how supermarkets are exploiting the situation and not letting us consumers be aware of what's going on. So we noticed that some places are now selling 5 apples instead of 6, but the same price. So in actual fact, you've lost a 6. So what's that percentage wise? 6, 20, 40, 60, 12 and a half
ish.
Yeah, anyway, but basically you're now getting things. And Lidl, and I'm a big fan of Lidl, you know what they've done? They've put the price of garlic bread up from £1.25, I think it was, to £1.49. But you know what else they've done? The conning, sorry, I nearly swore. Do you know what else they've done? You used to get 10 slices of garlic bread, you now get 9. Up in price. And they've taken out a slice.
It could be bigger slices though.
Well, it's funny, it's nice garlic bread, it's fresh garlic bread, but look at that now. That used to have 10 in a pack, they've upped the price and taken out a slice. It's not good, is it?
Anyway.
What have you cut me for tea, Sandra? Because have you cut me something really nice for tea?
I've been busy in the loft. I've literally been to church, was doing teas and coffees at church, came back straight in the loft. Like, when would I have time to cook it?
Have you done me a cup of tea or coffee today?
I offered.
You haven't. You really have not.
I knew what the answer would be.
You've not offered me. What, did you make him any breakfast this morning? Any dinner?
You don't have breakfast.
Oh, I might do if I'm on holiday.
Don't have dinner.
So Monday you've had nice tea to come home for. Tuesday nice
Seriously,
tea.
that smells like it's...
Anyway, we're having what are we having? I'm having warmed up, boiling hot.
That was like special Chinese steak just for you. It's really expensive.
From a place called Dynasty, and the Cantonese steak at Dynasty is probably the worst Cantonese steak you can have.
So I don't
Lotus House in Tinplate, thumb up, but Dynasty, no.
You won't be buying that again because it's really expensive as well.
It's a bit rubbish. Right, come on, we're going to get going. It is late, it's Sunday night, and I need to go and get another bath, and I need to get all my clothes off and into the washing machine.
We probably both smell a Loft, to be fair.
Right, look after yourselves, guys, and we'll see you and you as well on the next one. Keep watching our videos. See you later. Bye.
Bye.